Before you listen to the interview with Raymond Hack, and to be able to weigh between what Raymond Hack said and the judgment of the Appeal Board on the AFCON 2025 title, read and understand the clear summary of Articles 82, 83, and 84 of CAF official regulations and confirmed interpretations. Article 82, abandonment of a match. If a team refuses to play, leaves the field, or causes a match to be abandoned, it is considered a serious offense. The team responsible may be declared the loser of the match. Additional disciplinary sanctions, fines, suspensions, etc., may apply. This article is commonly invoked when a team walks off the pitch. Article 83, misconduct/responsibility, deals with unsporting behavior and misconduct by players, officials, or teams. Covers actions that bring the game into disrepute, violate principles of fair play, integrity, and discipline. Sanctions may include fines, suspensions, or other disciplinary measures, often applied alongside disciplinary code provisions for improper conduct. Article 84, forfeit, match lost by default. If a team is found guilty under Article 82, for example, abandonment, CAF may declare the team to have forfeited the match, award the match to the opponent, typically 3-0. This applies even if the match was completed but later ruled invalid due to misconduct, used in decisions where a team's actions invalidate the result.
Well, firstly, you've got to look at the decision. This was a decision made by the Appeal Board, and they based their decision on Article 82, which said that if the team goes off the field of play without the authority of the referee, Article 84 comes into play. But they didn't read Article 84 too well, because Article 84 says the team which contravenes the provisions of Article 82 and Article 83 will be eliminated from the competition. It doesn't say the provisions of Article 82 or 83. It says Article 82 and 83. And that's where they award the 3 points, or the 3-0 score. Senegal did not in any way, do anything wrong as far as Article 83 is concerned. But the point that they are all missing is the referee's decision in terms of Article 6 of the CAF Disciplinary Code is final. So when is final? If you look in terms of the IFAB rules, whether it be 5.2, which talks about the referee, the game is finished when the referee blows the whistle for it being finished. What happened in this particular game is that a penalty was awarded to Morocco in the last minute of the game. The Senegalese players protested and they walked off the field. They shouldn't have walked off the field. There's no dispute as far as that is concerned. The referee did not blow for the end of the game. The Moroccan players did not go up to the referee and say to him, listen, in terms of Article 82, they've walked off the field. We are now the champions. Blow your whistle. He didn't do that. He allowed the team to come on. They took a penalty, Morocco. They missed the penalty. They then go into the extra time playoff. At no stage did they go to the referee and say, okay, we will take the penalty. We will go into extra time if need be under protest. Had they said that we are going under protest, then you can deal with it, that the referee may have not done the correct decision or something like that. But that was never done. They allowed the game to be finished. The referee blew the whistle and Senegal won the game. That is the end of the story. That is where it should have ended. The disciplinary committee, in my view, gave the right decision. The fact that the appeal board can now turn around and say, no, we're invoking Article 84. Well, you must read Article 84. The difference between and or is very, very big. In any event, the final say is the referee when he blows the whistle. The fact that you go and reduce the fine imposed on Morocco for laser is laughable, because the rule is very clear. You are not allowed lasers. It is a penalty in terms of the rules, whether it's one laser or 10 lasers or 1,000 lasers. The question is very simple. Were there lasers in the stadium? Yes or no? If it's yes, then you are guilty. If it's no, you're not guilty. The fact that the ball boys, their sanction is reduced. Did the ball boys go beyond their rights by pulling the towel away from the goalkeeper? Yes, that's not in the spirit of the game. Article 5.2 talks about the spirit of the game. That is not in the spirit of the game. So how you can even consider reducing the fine with due respect, in my opinion, is laughable. And what everyone is forgetting, and maybe the appeal board didn't take into account, there are precedents in this regard. Go back to 1976 when Guinea played Morocco. Morocco walked off the field of play. They then came back onto the field of play. It wasn't, the game wasn't abandoned. You had this in the CAF Champions League for the clubs, where Wyatt did the same thing. And the Court of Arbitration ruled the referee's decision is final, irrespective of what the rules say. If the referee says the game is finished, he blows his whistle, that's the end of the story. But what they are all forgetting is the damage that has been done to African football's reputation as a result of this hullabaloo, or circus as people are referring it to at the moment. Now it's been reduced to an absolute laughingstock. Why? Because people want to put their own views of what the referee should do. If you want to say the referee is no longer in charge of football, then you don't need to have a referee. Then you can have anybody doing it. But if you want to go in terms of what the spirit and what the rules should be, then you have to observe the rules of the game. And the rules are very simple. The referee is the only person in charge of the game on the field. And when he blows the whistle, that's the end of the game. Anything that happens before doesn't come into the final decision.
I think that is loud and clear. Because a lot of people were saying, is there ambiguity between Articles 82, 83, and 84? And could that work in Senegal's favor on appeal? So that's a key question. But I just want to read out Article 84 because, and I 100% agree with you, Raymond, is that they've applied it incorrectly. And what Article 84 says is that the team which contravenes the provisions of Articles 82 as well as 83 shall be eliminated for good from the competition. This team will lose its match by 3-0 unless the opponent has scored a more advantageous result at the time when the match was interrupted. In this case, the score will be maintained. The organizing committee may adopt further measures. So Senegal did not contravene 82 at all. They've misread it. They've applied the wrong article here. So Raymond, obviously this is headed for CAS right now. What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, firstly, if anybody thinks that this matter is going to be heard by CAS in the next couple of weeks, it's not going to happen. It will probably happen maybe within 6 months. So the cloud still hangs over Africa for the next 6 months because there's no urgency in the matter, number one, because the game is finished. There's no African Cup of Nations in the next few weeks. The players have received the prize money, presumably. They've received their medals. So it's just a question of what's got to happen. But as far as CAS is concerned, what would now happen is Senegal will file a request for arbitration. CAF will be required to respond to that. A deposit will have to be paid in. It will then be given to the administration to determine who the arbitrators would be. Each team has, or each body has the right to choose an arbitrator. If they can't come to an agreement, CAF will choose the arbitrator. It'll probably be a 3-man panel. As to when this will happen, in my opinion, certainly not in the next 6 months. Well, that's how long CAS matters are taken. It's not as if, there's an urgency in the matter, because there is no urgency. The game is finished. The award has been made. The players have got their medals. This was an appeal that was a decision that was overturned by a CAF appeal body against a CAF disciplinary body. The other question I ask is, are you now saying that the people who sit on your disciplinary committee don't have sufficient knowledge to make it? Otherwise, why would you take it on appeal? Morocco have got their reasons for going forward. It's the same way as you're never going to get two lawyers to agree on the same thing. They always have a difference of opinion. That's what makes it interesting. But what everyone is forgetting is the image damage that has been done to CAF as a result of this. Surely if you're going to go on appeal, it should have been done straight away after the decision of the disciplinary came out. You can't tell me that everybody is so busy that they can't get an appeal body to sit in adequate time. The time period is just too much, and it really pains me that the image of football has been destroyed again.
Raymond, maybe just a very honest final question from me is that if you were still an arbitrator at the Court of Arbitration for Sport, what would your decision be given the facts that you have in front of you?
If I was dealing with it, my decision would be very clear. The referee is the only person who can bring the game to an end. He brought the game to an end at the end of the extra time, and the winner at the end of extra time was Senegal.
So Senegal remain champions?
Yes.